I say, whoa, now there, y'all. It's your man's and them, the Toothless Wonder. I got to upload it or a pre-recorded video. Normally, I try to go Saturdays live. And if not Saturday, then I try to get it in Sunday. But I've been under the weather all this week, so I apologize, you know what I'm saying? And I really didn't have nothing to talk about. But a lot of times, when I do drop content, it be from personal experiences, what I've learned, what I've become enlightened to. And then I just share it with the YouTubial world. Anybody who subscribe, you know what I'm saying, or may catch the video, right? Because I guess we're all growing, or should be rather, in our own separate ways, in our own separate, journeys, right? But we should be, growing, becoming more self-aware, understanding the world we live in and our relation to it. Me not wanting to fool with it, you know what I'm saying? And just trying to become better human beings. And then on top of that, if you keep going, and what happened to me, in submission to the Most High, right? But this video will be about, now I see why, I've heard rhetoric. And it seemed like, when I discovered YouTube in the sense of being able to subscribe to people and certain, like, stuff like that, right? Excuse me. Like, I was getting prerequisite knowledge I didn't realize I would need. Like, I hear videos about, like, Hebrew stuff. I had inklings about it when I looked at the Old Testament, but I had never heard nobody else talk about it in my personal life. Narcissism, like these various talking points of, like, gang stalking, targeted individuals, gaslighting. And when I discovered this content from valid sources, then I could reflect back on my life and be able to identify, that's what was going on then, which gives me better credence to be able to identify it now, right? As I continue to strive forward, right? So this video will be about why I see the reason why you go no contact. Now, previous season, like I talked on here about being betrayed and, whatever the case may be, right? But I always, in the little kidness or the innocence of my heart, yeah, they did me wrong. Yeah, it didn't work. But when I look, like, okay, I got my issues. I ain't perfect. But I like to believe, or I wanted to believe at the time, that these people had some semblance of, goodness in them, or, I didn't really take it personal. You know what I'm saying? But then come to discover, through YouTube, valid content creators, and the spiritual dispensation we find ourselves in, these people are actually wicked. Now, ain't nobody sinless. But even when I used to, like, be totally just, I don't, like, the Bama the weak, you understand? I would have to drink, like I routinely say, I would have to drink to like, silence the voice of my conscience. So I wouldn't have to deal with the natural shame, so I don't do it no more. You know what I'm saying? But I still felt bad. I felt bad about myself. You know what I'm saying? It became a reciprocal action where I don't want to feel like Dookie, so I just drink to, put on a cloak of whatever to silence that voice, and then continue to do the same stuff over again. But I still had to pay the psychological or the emotional toll of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've dealt with, or not dealt with, but I've seen they might have been digging on me, but I know I ain't right, and not fool with them. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to hurt you, child. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have that on my jacket. I don't want to have that on my conscience. I'm still dealing with stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'll love you from afar. I'll just love you in my mind. You know what I'm saying? But the average person, from what I'm saying, especially now, it is all self-absorbed, like the words say about the end time. Lovers of themselves, boasters, proud, liars, truce breakers, so on and so forth. So I'll segue, into the content today, right? So like I said, I've been sick and whatnot, right? So, taking Theraflu, some home remedies, trying to get on top of it so I can go back to work, you know what I'm saying? And help somebody, right? So I had this dream where I was in Baltimore and somebody had wrote, like, something crazy on my car. It wasn't nothing like disrespect. It was just like somebody's name or something. I'm like, And then I don't know, because I be playing these zombie games, call myself practicing for the future, right? It was a bunch of items from my zombie game on top of the hood of my car. So I just swept it all off, put it in my car, and then I was driving to find Planet Fitness in Baltimore, but it had changed locations or whatever, right? So then I just kind of wake up, right? And when I wake up, I grab my phone, and I see somebody who I haven't talked to in a while had reached out to me from another page and say, oh, cuz, what do you say, you blocked me, cuz? So I blocked him again, right, from his new page, right? So then I inboxed his brother, and like, yo, what's up with your brother, yo? You know what I'm saying? Whoop, whoop. And I screenshot him, da-da-da. And he had told me certain stories that I knew to be true because I lived with these people at one point in time, right? And of the other brother that I contacted, in his proverbial family, he's what I would consider a chosen one. You know, middle child syndrome. You know, don't necessarily get the support. You do wrong. You know what I'm saying? You don't get the same grace. But I always commended him, and I told him that's when I talked to him, because you know he raised his kids for a minute before he had them snatched from him. We going through a similar situation. When he go through hard times, he got to go through it by himself. If he say anything about it, then people say, "Oh, you're attention seeking and whatever." He don't get the same support, but he's accomplished more. He's had his own places. He's had his own vehicles. Such as myself, he's delved into numerous, opportunities. He's now, in the dental industry. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. So me and him were rapping back and forth, and he don't fool with him at all. And he had told me previous reasons as to why he don't fool with him. But it just reminded me, and I heard Intuitive Anthony say something. Now, I don't think it's scriptural, but my spirit do agree with it. Not because it wants to, but because I'm a firm believer. If you're looking for the truth, you should know the truth when you hear it. So as I've been, just personally, struggling, finding my way, the Most High been upholding me with the righteous right hand, you know what I'm saying? Learning new things in this particular season. He said that, you're close to a breakthrough when people from your past start reaching out to you out of nowhere. Now, typically, like in previous seasons of life, just because I got love for people, they might cross my mind, hey, what's up, cuz, or ooh, right? But that really hadn't been the thing. And I notice when people do it, especially now, there's a motive involved. And if I have to discern what your motive is, if it's not genuine, ain't no sense in discerning it. Come, Ray, just cut it off. Because I got my brain on other type of stuff, greater level of submission and subjecting the flesh, and I don't need to hear. And when I think back on it, my attachment to you benefited me nothing. Now, I'm not the super duper like, oh, it got to, there should be a natural two-way street of benefit, you know what I'm saying? But like the people I do deal with, it's mutually, we share information, I can run stuff by them, they do the same with me, woo-woo. But this is all one-sided. That's why I cut him off in the first place, because I started noticing every time I would talk to him, my spirit would feel all jacked up after the fact. Or I'm like, yo, what'd he say? Or my spirit would feel disturbed, like why'd I even talk to that man? You know what I'm saying? But he is the proverbial narcissist, you know what I'm saying? And even, and then I noticed, and I talked about this in previous videos, right? Whereas though, it's like whenever I break free, and I don't even know I'm breaking free, or I'm in a good place, or I've learned from a certain mistake or something like that, people from my past will always reach out to me. Or females that might have, maybe I reached out to them, they wasn't feeling it. But then out of nowhere, it's like, hey, big hit, that one, right? Why you hit me up all of a sudden now? Do I ever cross your mind anytime? You know what I'm saying? But understand there's a spiritual reasoning for that now. It's not just by haphazard or coincidence. I don't really believe in coincidences anymore. Especially now, you know what I'm saying? But back to this particular brother, right? Now, I remember Miss Brandy Wilson had asked me, I was talking about something. It's probably in relation to women. And Miss Brandy Wilson had asked me, can I do a video about deadbeat dads? And then I was like, I don't really know nothing like that. And then I was like, oh yeah, me. I was one at one time, you know what I'm saying? When I was, going out like a chump, right? For real. Gotta be honest with yourself, right? But then I'm like, yeah, now that I think about it, yo is the deadbeat dad of the year. And I used to get mad, right? Because this the only Negro, and this would be making me mad though, folk. How the bamboozler get away with bamboozling. You know what I'm saying? And it's like they never get their just desserts. Now I'm scared to do certain stuff I know not to do. Even if I'm tempted, I don't want to do it because I know the judgment come quick on my head, especially now. But this one of the only brothers I know who can repeatedly find women who don't have no kids, put at least 2 babies in them, and destroy their life and go on to the next one, yo. I'm like, how you do it? Me and his brother was talking. I remember this was like 07, 08-ish, somewhere in that area. You know what I'm saying? He had just had his first baby. He wasn't working. Now his other people was like, because we cool, so I'm like the buffer between them, you know what I'm saying? So I was working on a trash truck. I get him a job at the trash truck. I think that's the only job he's ever had. If I'm 42, he got to be at least 37, 38. He's never worked nowhere consistently. You know what I'm saying? He's always lived off of women. He one of these brothers that use the word or weaponize the word for his own purposes, but the word don't apply to him. So I remember, right, and my spidey sense be tingling before I blocked it. He got into the Geno Jennings mob, right? And just like Kevin Sanders, I would hear clips, but I wasn't fully ingratiated. I mean, yeah, you make some good points, but I don't know if I'm going all the way there with it. You know what I'm saying? I think that's that spiritual spidey sense, you know what I'm saying? Where I can, take the meat and spit out the bones, or take this particular message, but not to get fully grafted into the messenger, you know what I'm saying? So he did this metamorphosis, right? In the word he was preaching online. I'm like, okay, I was a little leery, but I'm like, I guess God can change anybody, you know what I'm saying? He in the process of doing me, you know what I'm saying? So who am I to judge, right? Now, at this particular time, he had got with some girl in Massachusetts. Didn't have any kids, whatever. And then he, kind of the perpetrator fraud type Negro, so he would call me periodically, seemingly to like stunt, or how somebody, it's one thing to share, like good things you're doing with somebody versus you sharing it to like make yourself, bigger than you are. So he was like, oh, I'm working for Verizon. I got my own crib here, me and my babies, and I raised my kids the scriptural way, and whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm like, oh, that's what's up. Now, I ain't buying it all the way, but if that's what you say, that's what you say, right? So then later on, his lady had posted some girl he was cheating with, you know what I'm saying? And then they got back together, and then he started like banging my line out of nowhere, talking about, oh, you got a couple of dollars, whoop, whoop, whoop. Now, mind you, I'm in the press. I can't help you do nothing. But I'm like, yo, well, what happened? He was like, yeah, we broke up. Of course, nobody accepts responsibility for what they do, right? So he, it's a conspiracy, conspiracy against the black man, whatever. All right, cool, right? So then he would call me, like, ask for money, and then I think because he's never worked nowhere, he never built anything in his own name. Then he called me one day talking about, yo, I'm sleeping with this girl down or in this apartment complex, and I'm ready to beat her husband up. And I'm on the other side of the line, like, but mind you, you was still doing all this preaching online. I say, cuz, you talking about beating a man up, but you sleeping with a woman. You in the wrong. But you're doing that because you need somewhere to stay. So then I guess, that don't work. He gets back here to Maryland, right? So I hear he back in Maryland. All right, cool. I'll go holler at him, right? Now, mind you, he's been doing all this preaching online. He inboxed me little stuff, whatever, right? See this man in real life and see none of the stuff he was talking about online in real life. So I go holler at him just off the love. He talking about some old POF stuff, and everybody in the house want to fight him. Like when you come in somewhere and then you just disrupt everything. You try to tell people what to do, even though you have no leadership quality. You know what? And I was telling his brother this. I said, yo, if I ain't no, I think yo practice, what I'm saying, witchcraft on the low, because through honoring the soul, right? Witchcraft is essentially intimidation, manipulation, and what's the other one? Intimidation, manipulation, and something else. Shucks. What is it? Intimidation, manipulation, and something else. I forgot, man. Dang, yo. But then when I look back on it, he exhibit all these traits. He one of these brothers where as though he'll use the word and say, oh, women need to submit and this, that, and the third, and da-da-da. But then when the word talks about your responsibility as a man, you don't do none of that. But you use that against a woman, so she never call you or check you on what you don't do. So you maintain some type of dominance over the woman, right? It's crazy. And I'll segue with this, please, right? And I forgot who I heard say this, right? Now I just think about like, type of relationship or whatever I like here in captivity in Babylon, right? And I guess because of, the agenda against the black man, you fight back against it. But it's kind of hard to fight back against a system that's been imprinted into people's heads. I don't know, what I'm saying? Just like the weapons of our warfare aren't carnal, they're spiritual, right? So I say, yo, like what would be the most harmonious situation? Now, of course, I want somebody to submit, right? But I don't want to dominate you into submission, because if I dominate, it's not really submission at that point. You see what I'm saying? Actually, if I dominate you into submission, it's not submission by definition. You know what I'm saying? Submission is a choice. Like if I submit to, it's not because he make me do it, or he's all powerful, right? But he's gonna impose his power on me to submit to me. He wants you to do it out of choice. If you don't submit out of choice, I don't want it. And it's not real. And if I stop, dominate you or whatever the case may be, you'll stop submitting. I don't want nobody to submit unless they truly want to. Because that way you'll still submit if I ain't looking. You know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to remember what that was. Intimidation, manipulation. Dang, yo. I'm mad about that, yo. Intimidation, manipulation. Something else, man. That's crazy. But back to why I go no contact. Now what's happening, and in the case with my, my kid's mother, and people have told me like, oh, you shouldn't tell your personal business. Why not? I don't care nothing about it, you know what I'm saying? And you can't use it against me. So, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so I've noticed a common trend, right? Now they might have now there's a shelf life to everything. But as people get older, male or female narcissists or whatever you want to call them, bamboozlers or whatever, the game is running out on them. You know what I'm saying? They can't get away with saying the same stuff they used to. The supply is running out. You know what I'm saying? Their reputation is going before them. They're running out of people to bamboozle. Like amongst my friend or our friends or me and the person I went in no contact with, we all know he a joke. But what's crazy is he's so delusional. I don't think he truly believes we know, even though we be laughing behind the man back. Ain't nobody we know of for years pay that man no mind. We be tripping off of him. Like I told his brother, I said I'm tempted to like unblock him because I like trip off people. You know what I'm saying? Because his brother was telling me, he said he discovered he's part of the royal family of Haiti and whatnot. Yo, I like some fantastic story when I'm in the mood for it. So you know me, I be like, man, say word, cuz, man, let me be your assistant, man. I carry the umbrella over your head when it ain't even raining. For real, bro, man, ain't paying you no mind. Man, on the inside, I'm laughing like I don't know what. It's insane, yo. It's got to be a mental illness that comes from a spiritual epicenter at this point. And I ain't the Most High, so I can't pronounce nothing on nobody. But I like to think these people are too far gone to right or to course correct at this point. If I even look at now, I didn't grow up in no wild household. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of rebellious to a degree. You know what I'm saying? I used to be impulsive and I couldn't never function in society because I don't like society like that. You know what I'm saying? So I've just now kind of been responsible. But we're talking about a 10-year window of disciplining and purging, right? For me to be at this point to make this video now. Had he told me that way back when it would take me 10 years, I wouldn't have signed up for it. The isolation, the lack of support, the doors of opportunity being shut, nothing I tried worked for years on end. You know what I'm saying? Seeing the bamboozlers seemingly living their best life, and I'm just trying to find my way practically, but the practical stuff I tried don't work. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they got it in them. And I think they're grasping last-ditch effort for any kind of energy supply or attachment they can. Nah, you don't get that liberty, cuz. You know what I'm saying? No side. And what's crazy is, people that I've met on this side of recovery, next month I have 4 years on the 10th, right? I've cut so many people off that have been close to me. Not because I'm better or anything along those lines. I did that out of necessity. Now, I guess everybody grows at their own rate, but they're not growing at all. And now, that's cool, fine, and dandy. I didn't grow for the longest, but I ain't gonna stop you from growing. And I noticed this was the common trait, and people I had to cut off. They either attempted to use my empathy or my charitability against me, you know what I'm saying? Or they'll take you for light or for weak or like you don't know no better or something. Or like I know when I start striving or whatever the case may be, or breakthroughs are looming, or what, these people pop up out of nowhere and attempt to be a hindrance. Like my man DC Moore, I was going to solar school. I tell him, when I'm doing the virtual, thing on, hybrid, whatever they call that, he would just keep calling me. And I'm like, bro, I'm in school. Why is you calling me? And then you call me 9-something in the morning. Ain't nothing going on. You call me chit chat. And then I had to get with him to the point I'm getting mad now. Like, yo, why you keep doing that? Oh, my bad, cuz, woo, woo. He'll let it lay for a day and then do it again. I'm ready to blow my lid. So now I'm looking at him funny. And then what it does, it triggers a total recall. Then I'm thinking, I said, yo, since I've met you, I ain't seen you growing nothing. You still complaining. You still talking about people doing you wrong, but you still talk to them. You know what I'm saying? He had one situation. I told him, we were still in treatment together, right? Whereas though, he say, oh man, my brother gonna cut me off on the sweet potatoes. That's what I call money. So I'm like, darn, cuz it be like that sometime, baby. You know what I mean? So then he was like, oh man, I gotta do my taxes. I say word. I just came from the free tax class where they do your tax for free. I say, cuz I got the number in my locker. Mind you, we chop it up every day, multiple times a day. He said, all right, cuz I'm gonna get that from you. I said, all right, bet. You realize that man ain't never said nothing to me about it? Then almost a year later, a whole nother tax season, he talking about he gotta go get his taxes done. Cause now he hurting for money or whatever, cause he had stopped working or something. He said he owed H&R Block from like a previous time he didn't pay them, and this was during like the stimulus time, so he missed out on that window. But I'm like, yo, I had the solution to a problem that you complain about, and then talk to me about everything else about the solution. I shake it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, all right, you know what I mean? Even with what I got going on now, if somebody say, now I'm a little leery because of getting bamboozled, but I'm opening up a little here and there, you know what I'm saying? And somebody, like, let's say I'm trying to start, let's say a sober living home, right? And somebody say, oh, I know the steps so I can help you do that. And then I continue to talk to you, but I don't say nothing to you about that. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But I just noticed that common trait. Like the brother I was talking to said the brother got killed and this, that, and the third. Can he get $15? I'd have gave him the 15 anyway. Here, I'm testing him. Here. Oh, I'm going to give it to you in the night. All right, boom. He don't give it to me. I already knew he wasn't going to give it to me. Because my spotty sense told me that. But then this brother had the nerve. The next day I'm on the inbox talking to another homie. And then maybe he's seeing that I was, active online or something. Then this brother holler out, oh, I need you again. Block. You know what I'm saying? My kid mama. Unless something super spectacular by the Most High done, we'll never speak again. Ain't no point. I'm not giving you another end. Like I said in the previous video, I know the first time, now I'll take care of my child, and I never wanted to state in my business, right? Excuse me. I never wanted to state my business. But I didn't actually get slapped on child support till she discovered I was in a new relationship that was harmonious to me, right? Then I just get some mail all out of nowhere. Mind you, she's splacking and doing whatever she want to do. But then you'll stop splacking to try to hinder me. You know what I'm saying? When I went to North Carolina one time, I'm 2 states over. Oh, you left your family. I'm working on me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they were talking yin yang or she was talking yin yang thinking I couldn't get back here. I gets back, again, a divine appointment. I left the treatment center. Don't know nobody, that wasn't wise. But I ended up getting to a homeless shelter. And this is when I first discovered Facebook. Come to find out, I had a classmate that was in Fayetteville, and he was coming back to Maryland and had to go past Greensboro. So we hop, you know what I'm saying? I catch the ride up, we get back here. I go back around there. First thing I hear is, what are you doing here? What do you mean what I'm doing here? Weren't you just working my nerves about me not being here? Then, of course, it go good a couple days, then they get all stupid and woo, woo, woo. Then I told my homeboy, I said, man, I never should have left. I should stay where I had some peace at. Not knowing no better at the time. And as I'm talking to him, a job that I applied for 6 months in this town called me while I was having a conversation with him. And that sustained me until, they was taking my line out. Then I was going back to North Carolina, right? Going back to North Carolina, I go to the DMV area, as y'all would know it. I'm going to see some people I ain't seen, party it up a little bit. That Monday, Tuesday, I'm on Greyhound back to Carolina, got everything set up. End up having to throw a bottle at a dude who was a gun toter and a known trafficker, and he caught the police on me. Every time I try to break free, that's why I be real leery, not in fear, but just diligent. Because it's like he be hacking these people, you know what I'm saying? Had that situation, you know what I'm saying? Then when me and my daughter, we had this particular situation we in now, right? Whereas though, I tell her about why you got to explain to me why my 13-year-old child need an iPhone when we had previous issues with her talking little boy and whoop de whoop de whoop. If I ain't know no better, I think you trying to create a generational curse of teenage pregnancy and whoop de whoop de whoop de whoop. So she went to, which I already knew she was going to slap me back on child support. Cool. I rectified it by this point. Cool. I ain't tripping on that. I just want to fool with you because you ain't making no sense. So I already know the place she going to run. Run to the man, right? But she had him backdated from the time I got off, even though I got my license back and had to get a refund because I paid over. You know what I'm saying? So then it made it look like I was delinquent for 18 months. Like, nah, you know what I'm saying? In an attempt to, even now, with you know, me, my daughter been living with me since September, right? But I can't get anybody to even, like, under the threat of some type of legal ramifications, right? I'm making these boasts of saying my daughter lived with me, but won't nobody call my bluff though. But these various reasons, which I don't care nothing about that, but that's all it's about. You know, the projection, oh, he's all about money, while you're still getting, you know, whatever they call it, TCA and food stamp for a child that don't live with you. So that let me know it ain't about the child. You're just attempting to hinder me and vex me, and that's why I don't want to hear nothing you say that can take me off the path of what you're actually doing in action. So ain't no point in talking. That's the red line right there. I don't negotiate. I'm like the United States Department. I don't negotiate with terrorists, yeah. So we'll never talk again. And I don't lose nothing by not talking to these people. These same people who, you know, have caused me pain, and I've caused them pain too. You know what I'm saying? I own up to what I do. You know what I'm saying? But I've since rectified it in action, behavior, you know, move on. Like there was a period of time where I ain't do right as a father. So when I was on deck, they say they need something. Hey, GP, you know what I'm saying? I just want to open line communication and some respect. Can't even get that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, and I was thinking about how the black man gets no love, but everything built on the black man back. You know what I'm saying? Just like Black Lives Matter. Black man get unalive. We rally because the people on TV tell us to. And then you go on their website. They don't want no nuclear family. But they Trojan horse on the black man back, though. You know what I'm saying? It's so crazy. That's why I've been like real deep in prayer, right? Because it'll make you say hell with it, not fool with it. But then they kind of win by default because you done kind of gave up. But then when you fight, they fight you back. And it ain't no guarantee you gonna win. So then you have to go through the mental, you know, discomfort of doing that with no guarantees you should win, and you dead in the right. You know what I'm saying? You gotta fight to not be destroyed or have your children not destroyed by the Jezebel woman. It's so crazy, right? Like we could come together, let's say hypothetically get free, and you could be a queen, but you don't want to be no queen though. You just want to be able to rule over me while everybody else rule over you and rule over us. What kind of soul in a person, you know what I'm saying? Like instead of me owning my own kingdom, I'd rather sweep up in the tents of Satan. You know what I mean? Just to spite you. Woo wee. That's real. Woo wee. It's ain't no word. I mean, because I be thinking like these various concepts. Now we've all been duped and bamboozled by Babylon to some degree. So I ain't the you got kid. Oh, that mean you nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's like me. Well, I didn't work consistently for a decade, and then hop on here like I'm the super duper man of the year, and everybody need to bow down to me. Man, no, man. You know what I'm saying? But there's no humility in none of this. You know what I'm saying? Like the most reprehensible of individuals are the most boastful and proud, and then they be playing tough. And then if you get with them or call they bluff, they the first one run to the man. Like the time I was on my way to North Carolina. Let me tell you all this story, and I'm gonna get up off of here, right? Now all these people are no longer with us, right? So this was the catalyst for me actually meeting the sister that ended up passing away. Because I got real cool with this one particular sister, you know what I'm saying? And she ended up passing away in her sleep, right? So I always feel connected to the family, right? So I've been away for a while. So I'm going to go over there, holler at them, the brothers, sisters, mom, dukes, love me, you know what I'm saying? And she one of them old school black when she fired by herself, but me, you know what I'm saying? Now she'll, hey, you know what I mean? Out of love, not listen, yes, man, you know what I mean? Whatever, right? So I go back around this junk, right? And I ain't the judgmental folk, you know what I'm saying? So I knew people smoke crack and this, that, and the third. That's what they do. But I ain't think nothing about nothing. I'm just going around here show love, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, we had like a real connection, you feel me? And that connection led to a greater connection, whatever. So we sitting out there chilling, chopping it up, right? So I started getting, you know, I've been drinking since, I don't know, 2 days ago. Because in my mind, I'm already in North Carolina. This is celebratory mode, right? Again, my daughter mother's doing all this crazy stuff to him, right? So I'm ready to get away from her, right? So here I go again, right? With my intellectual black man thinking. So instead of calling a cab to take me to my father's house, I asked the old school brother that was out there. Now, my man had told me, but I knew about him. You know what I'm saying? I never really knew him, but, I hear a story. He sold coke, keep a gun, whatever. I don't care nothing about that. I've been around gun-toted coke sellers all my life, right? So I said, hey, bro, how much would you charge me to take me, which is right up the road, right? He said $10. I said, all right, bet. So I got my little bags with me and whatnot. You understand me? Can y'all hear me? Hold on. So I got my little bags with me and whatnot. Put them in the back of his truck. You know what I'm saying? We kicking it. You know what I'm saying? Got my beds. You know what I'm saying? We kicking it. Laughing, all that. So I tell old school folk, I say, man, you got to stop to 7-Eleven on the way. You got to stop there so I can get you some change. He said, all right, bet. Boom. I go in 7-Eleven, I get some little hot wings, a little burger bite or something put on my stomach, soak up some alcohol, right? Gets back in the truck, and it was, Rob, man, you owe me more money, because woo. I'm like, whoa, now, my brother. No, he said the price of your trip done went up. I said, bro, now, had he just been respectful, I'd have gave it to him, because I'm already in celebratory mode anyway. So I'm like, cuz, how the price of the trip done went up on something we already agreed upon? I'm a whole bunch of B words, this, that, and the third. Now, mind you, like I said, I'm already mentally in North Carolina. I get, man, I ain't finna argue with you, bro. I can walk, my feet work. Darn the clothes in the back, I get new clothes. I don't even care nothing about that. I just care about you stop talking stupid to me, right? So I get out the truck. I don't hoop and holler, none of that. I bops off. So I'm bopping off. Do. You not gonna bring me down? No, you don't, Satan. Do. But I'm still kind of toxic, though. So I hear him in the background hooping and hollering, right? So I turn around and look. He up on the truck lid. I fans him out. Go ahead, bruh. I keep stepping. And then somehow, I think like my other body parts be having their own brain, right? So I keep stepping. And then my feet stop. And when I do like this here and turn around, I had like a bottle or, open beer in my hand or whatever I was sipping on. And I end up winging it probably to where that dumpster at. Won the bottle. Now I ain't never been no quarterback. But when my arm go forward, he ducked back in the truck. The bottle hits his windshield right where his face would have been at had the windshield not been there, right? Now I'm coming forward like, man, I told you, woo, right? I see him do like this. I said, oh, I already know who he called. I simmer down. I put my little bag on the ice thing outside of 7-Eleven. I'm waiting on Federals at this point. You know what I'm saying? Man, ain't no sense I'm running. But it's like 15, 20 minutes. They never come. So I take off down the road, walking. Do. So I'm mad, right? Like, man, I'm tired of people playing with me. Woo. And I had like a nice doobie of some reefer, right? That I brought with me. I never smoked it. And I was so mad I ain't want to smoke because I ain't want to calm down. Federal rally man swooped down on me. I drop it. I guess he's saying it. He asked me, did I throw a ball at somebody? I tell him, yeah. He tell me to put my hands behind my back. I say, all right, cool. Boom. He picked the doobie up. Is this yours? I'm like, man, where you get that from? Then he started going, I'm like, man, no, I don't even feel like lying. Yeah, that's mine too. Ooh. Then they pull up, and I'm looking like, wow, yo. I can't believe. Wow. And then the shorty who passed, her people's in the truck. I'm looking at all these like, wow, Joe. You gonna do me like that, yo? That's all right. So, take me, book me in, whatever. But I hadn't been in no significant trouble. So I got processed pretty quick in about 4 hours, and I was right back out. I was back around there about 8:30, 9 o'clock. But of course, I ain't gonna act no fool in mama yard, you know what I'm saying? So I told my man, you know what I mean? I think he was gone by that point. And then, of course, how they tell this wild story about you, you know what I'm saying? So I just told my man, let him know he need to get my stuff, or I'm like a fool. And, get my stuff back, end up working, end up meeting another girl. But, it's just, But again, I think even that was divinely appointed, because had I went to North Carolina, how I say even evil schemes are used for the Most High's good, or, you know what I'm saying? Because if I go to North Carolina, I don't meet the girl, she don't pass away, that don't break me out of casual sex, I don't get my neck broke, my life don't get obliterated for the Most High to rebuild it. And in the rebuilding of I'm very protective of it. So anybody now I forgive you, and depending on if I actually see changed behavior or a changed spirit, man, it's all right, cuz, man, ain't nothing boom in the grand scheme of things. But I'm protective of what the Most High has given me, which the world don't value, but mean the world to me. And on that note, I'm going to holler at y'all, man. One love, baby. Remember, go no contact and keep it like that. Oh,